Hi guys, how are you doing? It's Elaine Bintz, fitness coach and nutritionist. And it is August of 2024. If you guys are just tuning in now, I've been going through a series of challenges since the month of April of this year, 2024. So in the description below, I will add links to our April, May, June, and July challenges. And these are all going into a specific order of nutrition skills. So what I'm doing as a nutrition coach is once a month throughout the course of 2024 is I am encouraging you, the audience, to work on improving your diet. And I'm giving you 1 month at a time goals to work on. So August is a continuation of the July challenge. So if you tuned in last month, the July of 2024, the challenge was to choose higher quality foods more often. So if you are just tuning in and you're starting with the August challenge, which this month, the challenge is to provide adequate nutrients in your diet. So you wouldn't want to work on this goal until you worked on choosing higher quality foods in general in your diet. So I would highly encourage you, if you're just tuning into this series, to check out my July video. And it's on my YouTube channel, which is just my name, Elaine Bintz, and you can click on the July challenge for 2024. So August, what is our goal? This is going to be a shorter video because the actual content of nutrients, I've actually done a lot of videos over the years. Specifically, if you are on my YouTube channel and you look at the playlist from 2022, my 30-day challenge fitness math, I have a ton of videos on calculating macros. So the macronutrients, carbohydrates, protein, fat. I have equations and calculations for water and hydration. I address alcohol. I address the nutrients of vitamin D. I talk about blood sugar, glucose, A1C. So those, each one of those specific either nutrients or measurements tools, I would go back so that I'm not repeating the same information to the 2022 playlist to look at specific nutrients. Like if you're specifically looking for vitamin B12, I would go ahead and look at that. But what this coaching challenge is in general, you as the person, you live in your body, you live in your skin, you live in your mind, you walk around, you know your body. So the question is, as a coach, because I don't live in your skin and I don't get to live in your mind and in your heart, I don't know how you feel every day. So the question, are you getting adequate nutrients, is really based on a couple of things. So there's just really 3 main components to this. One, do you have any deficiencies? So in the world of nutrition, it's actually pretty easy to go get your blood work done and to see if you're low in something. Like if you're low in vitamin D, that's really common. If you're low in B12, that's another common one. If you have a nutrient that you're too high in, some of my clients, I've seen their calcium levels are through the roof. And just kind of seeing what we're working with depending on any medical conditions. Sometimes their blood type makes a difference. Your genetic history, of course, we can consider any conditions your family members have experienced so that we can prevent these deficiencies from happening. But as nutritionists, that's our whole job. Is we can literally look at your blood work, we can look at your diet, and we can look in your everyday life and tweak a couple things in order to prevent you from getting deficiencies. And know that sometimes, like if you have hemophilia, if you're like low in factor 8 or something, sometimes there's genetic conditions you cannot do anything about, and that's just the way it's going to be. But we can do the best we can holistically from a diet perspective to help you to not develop any nutritional deficiencies. The second thing to know whether or not you are getting adequate nutrients is, what is your energy like? So the name of my company, Energy and Wellness. What's your energy? I'm not expecting my clients to come in with the same energy I have every day. I don't expect them, to have adequate sleep every day and be well rested and eating a vegan diet. I don't expect those things, but do you have enough energy? The question here is, if you're providing yourself enough nutrients, adequate, enough, just enough, not too much, not being toxic, not having too much, but do you have enough energy to live the day you want to live? So it's August, still summer. Where we live in Northwest Indiana, our kids don't go back to school until the middle of the month. So a question for a mom, say for example, do you have enough energy to take your kids to the beach? Do you have enough energy to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Take care of whatever you need to at home, laundry, dishes. You know, if you're working full-time, juggling kids at night, do you have enough energy to get through an 8, 9, 10-hour shift? What's happening in your diet? So if there's something that's zapping your diet, so I would say something I notice, and interestingly enough, it often is a lot of women, if they do a food log, so my clients, I'll look at if they share with me, like on MyFitPal or Lose It or one of these apps, Fitbit, we can become friends and I can look at their food log and I can literally see one of them is protein. I notice for whatever reason, and I do have in that 2022 playlist, I have a bunch of videos on protein, so I'm not going to go too in depth on how to calculate protein and macros and those sorts of things. But I notice certain clients who are getting the symptoms of having not enough protein, fatigue, getting sick often, you know, hair falling out, skin, hair, nails, those sorts of things, not regenerating. So what protein does, and this is not a plug for them, this is just a protein powder I happen to have in the kitchen. What protein does for your body is it helps you to repair, develop, and grow. So say, for example, I have a client, I don't know, let's just throw a number. They're 64 years old. They want to gain a few pounds of muscle. You know, they've already gone through menopause. They want their hormones to keep them in a more even mood. We might up their protein a little bit to 20%. Maybe they were eating 15%. We analyze their food log, see how we can add some more protein foods or some supplements like a powder into their diet. Hopefully, they will have more energy. But concurrently, the third part of this is feeling well, and they will hopefully not get sick. So if you have a protein deficiency, and oftentimes this is really easy to see in kids, is if somebody is getting sick frequently, usually they are not consuming enough protein. Now, I know if you live in a country or a place where there is not a lot of protein readily available, sometimes this is completely out of your control. But if you live in the United States of America and you do have readily available access to protein, one of the key things I would look in your diet, if you're a client coming to me and you're saying, I'm going to the doctor, you know, a handful of times a month, once a week, twice a week, I'm going to urgent care every other month, I keep getting these infections, I don't know what's going on. We might want to get some blood work done, but we also might want to check and see, are you consuming enough protein in your diet? And is your body absorbing this protein? And if you are someone who has had like gastric sleeve or gastric bypass, that's a whole separate conversation regarding bariatric surgery. So when I worked specifically with clients who were in the population who were pre or post bariatric surgery, that is a separate conversation. But if you are getting sick a lot, I would look at your diet. And I would question whether or not you're getting adequate nutrients. So how can you actually implement this in your life? If you are really curious on your own, you can get one of these free apps, MyFitnessPal, and log your food, and you can see your carbohydrates, your fat, your sugar, your fiber. You can see, are you getting enough of what you need? Are you getting at least 20 grams of fiber a day? If you're not, do you want to throw an apple into your daily routine? Do you want to throw some more broccoli, maybe a side dish of broccoli 2 or 3 nights a week? So actually making sure that you are providing your body enough nutrients, adequate nutrients, is another individual coaching question. But what you can do in your own life is to see, one, am I having a deficiency? Are my nails breaking? You know, something happening. 2, how is my energy level? If you want to improve your diet, usually a natural byproduct is you will feel better. You'll have more energy. And then a third part is feeling well. So what does feeling well mean? That is a great question. I get a lot. So for me, I need to have energy from the minute I wake up through putting my son to bed. So I have to make sure that I'm eating every few hours, probably every 3 to 4 hours, making sure my calories aren't dipping. When I am fasting, I'm very careful to make sure I'm not having any caffeinated products or anything that is going to make me have a blood sugar crash. So feeling well is another subjective topic, but I would say in the realm of working on the coaching skill. If you've already implemented July, which was choosing higher quality foods more often, this is the natural next step, is now I am, making better food choices. But I'm still having the issue, my hair is not growing. My nails are not growing. What's going on? Do I have a biotin deficiency? Do I need to look at specific nutrients? So this August challenge is a next logical step. So again, it's Elaine Bintz, fitness coach, nutritionist. I'd love to hear your feedback. Share with me how your journey is going, and have a great August. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.